His art is definitely about topics that might send you down a rabbit hole when you're tripping balls. Hey, it's your girl Laganja Estranja, and this is a story about the time I co-produced a drag show with Banksy and Warhol in Amsterdam on mushrooms. I first began taking mushrooms when I was in college. I'd always been a pot smoker, but I never really had tapped into the psychedelics. However, I was looking to further my understanding of myself and, more importantly, my art. So when I went to Amsterdam with my manager and best friend Kristen Lovell, we first decided to try the coffee shops. But after a short period, we realized we needed something much stronger. So that's when we decided to take mushrooms. Now, finding mushrooms in Amsterdam is very easy, but we wanted to make sure that our experience would be really unique. So we looked up on Yelp all the different shops and all the pictures to see which was the most trippy and vibey, and finally we found the shop for us. And it was truly beautiful. When you walked in, a giant sky has been painted, fading around from the ceiling into the walls, tons of crystals and incense. You have to understand, at this time, I am known as Laganja Estranja, honey, an international drag superstar. And being in Amsterdam as the weed queen, well, mama, I got lots of free treats. So there we were in the shop taking the mushrooms. I'm being reminded of all the times I've done it and thought, God, this stuff tastes horrible. But we're trying to drink lemonade and make it all good, and Kristen's boyfriend at the time is with us, and he's kind of our, for lack of a better term, babysitter. Now, once the mushrooms started to really kick in and we knew we were ready to journey, we took one last moment in that corner to look out the window over the water and just really be grateful for each other. You have to understand that Kristen and I worked so hard to get there, where our careers have brought us, and the fact that we're able to legally trip on mushrooms right here the day before my show is just wild. So Kristen and I decide, being that we are in Amsterdam and we are both creative people, we should go to a museum. And lucky for us, there happened to be a Banksy and Andy Warhol collaboration museum of both of their works, so we knew this would be the perfect place to elevate our trip to the next level. Now, walking into the museum, it's very quiet, which if you're on mushrooms, the silence really just like makes you super aware of what is going on. And I already know that we are causing attention by how we look. I know inside I'm feeling very self-conscious because it's very silent in the museum. And all I want to do is scream out loud and feel my oats looking at all of this incredible art. Now, I'm more familiar with Andy Warhol's work, so seeing Banksy's work for the first time and under the influence of mushrooms was incredible. Also a little alarming because his art is definitely about topics that might send you down a rabbit hole when you're tripping balls. And as we continued around the museum, we entered one of my favorite rooms, which was the Andy Warhol pink and yellow cow room. And I just remember in that moment turning to Kristen and being like, Laganja needs an outfit like this. But I swear to you, in both of our minds, we were so interconnected and we were putting on this drag show. And Kristen, of course, starts entertaining the idea and she's like,
yes, mama, you need to fill your oats, show me what you do. And
I start doing this runway, and then I realized, wait, no, all of that was in my mind. We were literally sitting on a stool in the museum looking at the one little tiny cow painting as quiet as could be. Then we decided to go to another room which really focused more on Banksy's artwork. Now you have to remember, Kristen's boyfriend was also with us this whole time. And while I think he enjoyed the museum, he was getting very hangry. But Kristen and I, being so alive on the energy from the mushrooms, were not hungry like at all. But regardless, we were like, okay, we're gonna stop at the sandwich shop for her partner and let him go in, and you know, we'll just stay outside because we cannot go inside anymore. So we're standing outside the restaurant and all of a sudden, it starts to rain. And I mean, it was the most beautiful, glorious, cleansing, spiritual rain of my life. Now Kristen's partner is still inside and he sees that it's raining. And we're like, yo, Thomas, it's fine. Like just go back in and we'll be okay. We told you, you can see us through the window. And he's like, no, you guys are embarrassing me. We've got to get back to the hotel. You're acting too crazy. I was stuck in my room, freaking out, being like, what do I do? And I just decided, okay, the rain made me feel comfortable. The rain is what calmed me down. It must be the shower. That's what I need. And when I tell you I was in that shower for hours, mama, by the end of the night, I was so pruny. Well, I couldn't even find body parts. And thus, I have not done mushrooms since my trip to Amsterdam.
Tales from the